Welcome back, deep divers. Today, we're going to ditch those dream dictionaries you've got collecting dust on your shelves.
Uh-oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going old school. We're going to explore dreams the way they did it thousands of years ago with traditional Chinese medicine.
Oh, wow.
All with the help of one of the most influential texts in TCM history, the Yellow Emperor's classic of internal medicine.
That's a great one. It really lays the groundwork for understanding the body's energy and how it connects to, well, everything, including those crazy dreams we have.
Exactly. Now, TCM is all about this idea of qi, right? Like the body's vital energy.
Yeah, pronounced qi. You can think of it as the force that keeps everything running.
Like the electricity in your house.
Yeah, and just like electricity, when the flow of qi is smooth, everything works great, but when it gets blocked or out of whack,
Things start to short circuit.
Exactly. And those disruptions can show up in a lot of ways, even in our dreams.
Hold on. Are you saying that dream I had last week where I was being chased by a giant towing a toaster holder could actually mean something?
It very well could. See, TCM doesn't view dreams as just random nonsense. They see them as messages from your body trying to tell you something's up with your clock.
So like a check engine light for your energy system.
Yeah, something like that. Like, the text mentions this really interesting connection between excess yin energy and dreams about water.
Water. Interesting.
So if you're constantly dreaming of oceans, rivers, rain, even bathtubs overflowing,
Uh-oh.
it could point to an imbalance of yin energy in your body.
Okay, so for those of us who slept through TCM 101, could you remind us what exactly yin and yang energy is all about?
Sure. So yin and yang are like two fundamental forces that exist in everything, right? Yin is the cooler, more passive energy. It's associated with stillness, darkness, things like water. Yang is the warmer, more active energy related to light, movement, and fire.
So it's all about balance, right? Like a seesaw. You need a bit of both for things to work smoothly.
Precisely. When yin and yang are in harmony, you're good. But when one side gets too strong, things get out of balance. And that can manifest in different ways, like through our dreams.
So water dreams mean too much yin. What happens when there's an excess of yang energy? What kind of dreams pop up then?
Well, according to the text, dreams of fire can indicate excess yang energy. Think burning flames, extreme heat, maybe even explosions.
Whoa, my subconscious sounds like a Michael Bay film.
But it's not always that dramatic. Lots of things can affect the balance of yin and yang. Stress is a big one.
Ah, stress, the universal energy disruptor.
Exactly. When you're under constant pressure, it can create an excess of yang energy, leading to those fiery dreams.
So that dream I had about my computer bursting into flames during a presentation.
Yeah, could be your body telling you to take a chill pill.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just stress. What else can throw things off balance?
Diet plays a role, sleep, even the seasons. TCM is all about recognizing these subtle connections and making adjustments to restore balance.
So we've got yin-yang and how these imbalances can influence our dreams. But the Yellow Emperor's classic goes even deeper, right? Doesn't it talk about each organ having its own keys? And that can impact our dreams too.
Yeah, absolutely. Each organ has its own specific function and a unique type of key associated with it.
Right. So when the key of a particular organ is out of whack, does it send like a special dream signal?
You could say that. For example, if someone's having a lot of dreams filled with anger or frustration, it might suggest an imbalance in the liver's key.
The liver. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the liver is connected to the emotion of anger in TCM, and when the liver's key gets blocked, it can lead to all sorts of irritability and frustration, which can definitely show up in our dreams.
So if I'm dreaming about road rage incidents every night, it could be more than just traffic stress.
Could be. It might be a sign to pay attention to your liver key. TCM is all about seeing these connections, understanding what our body is trying to tell us.
It's like our body has its own secret language, and dreams are the way it communicates.
Precisely. Now, there's one more big concept we should talk about when it comes to TCM and dreams, and that's something called rebellious coup.
Rebellious coup. What is that? Like the teenage angst of the energy world?
Well, kind of. Rebellious coup is essentially energy that's stuck or flowing in the wrong direction.
Like a traffic jam in your energy highways.
Perfect analogy. And just like a traffic jam, it can cause all kinds of problems. And guess what? These energy traffic jams can show up in our dreams too.
Hold on. So where this rebellious coup is hanging out in my body determines what I dream about.
Yeah, that's what the Yellow Emperor's classic suggests. Like, let's say the rebellious coup is in the heart.
Okay.
You might start having dreams about mountains and hills, or maybe smoke, or even fire.
Wait, really? Because my friend has been having this recurring dream about climbing a volcano, Could that be a sign of heart-related rebellious coup?
It's possible. It's all about looking for those patterns, connecting the dots between the dream imagery and the principles of TCM.
This is so cool. Okay, so we've got heart and rebellious key, but I'm guessing this rebellious key can get stuck in other places too, right?
Oh, absolutely. And each location has its own set of dream images associated with it. It really is a fascinating way to understand the body's energy.
I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Tell me more about these rebellious key dreams. Where else can this energy get stuck?
Yeah.
What other dream scenarios should we be looking out for?
Well, if the rebellious key is affecting the lungs, you might have dreams of flying or seeing these weird metallic objects.
Flying dreams, huh?
Yeah.
I have those all the time. Actually, sometimes it's like exhilarating, like I'm soaring through the air.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like I'm trying to fly and I'm just like flapping my arms and not really getting anywhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
But metallic objects, I don't think I've ever dreamed of those. What's the connection there?
So in TCM, the lungs are all about taking in the new, letting go of the old, like breathing it, right? It's taking in oxygen, letting out carbon dioxide. But it also applies to like experiences, processing things emotionally. So when that lung kai is rebellious, it can make it harder to let go. You feel restricted.
Oh, so maybe those flying dreams where I'm like struggling to take off, that's my lungs telling me to let go of something.
Could be. And the metal.
What about the metal?
Metal's interesting in TCM. Metal represents structure and boundaries.
Okay.
So those unusual metallic objects could be a message about needing to set better boundaries or create more structure in your life.
Huh. Yeah, I can definitely use some of that. It's like my subconscious is saying, hey, give me some space to breathe.
Exactly.
This is fascinating. Okay, so we've got rebellious kai in the heart and the lungs. What about the liver? I'm picturing like a lot of green leafy dreams.
You're on the right track, actually. The text says, rebellious kai in the liver can manifest as dreams of forests, trees, woodlands, that kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The liver in TCM, it's all about growth expansion. The free flow of energy.
Oh, so like trees branching out, reaching up.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling stuck in my waking life, my liver might send me on a dream adventure through a forest to show me there's still room to grow. I like that.
It's all about those metaphors.
Okay, so what about the other organs? What kind of rebellious kite dreams might they trigger?
Let's see the spleen, that one can get a bit rebellious too.
The spleen, what does the spleen do again?
The spleen is all about transforming and transporting nutrients, keeping things running smoothly.
Right.
When the spleen key is stuck, you might dream of hills, marshes, collapsing houses, maybe even storms.
Collapsing houses? That sounds scary.
Yeah, but remember, it's not literal. It's more about that feeling of instability or lack of support, The spleen's job is to provide nourishment grounding.
So if my dream home is falling apart, it's more about my spleen feeling shaky than my actual house foundation.
Exactly. It's all about understanding the language of your dreams and seeing them as opportunities for insight.
What about you? Have you ever had any dreams that really resonate with this TCM stuff?
Now that you mention it, I've been having this recurring dream where I'm standing at the edge of this deep, dark abyss, just this bottomless pit, and I always wake up feeling really unsettled.
Whoa, that sounds intense. Could that be rebellious, Quinn?
Well, it's interesting you should say that because the text does mention that rebellious quint in the kidneys can manifest as dreams of being near a deep abyss or even being submerged in water.
The kidneys, huh?
Yeah, and remember, the kidneys in TCM, they represent our deepest reserves of energy, our vitality, our resilience.
Right.
So those dreams could be pointing to a depletion of those reserves, like you're feeling drained or overwhelmed.
Wow. I have been feeling really burned out lately. It's amazing how these dream images can connect to what's going on in our lives.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Okay, so we've covered the heart, lungs, liver, spleen, kidneys. Is there anywhere else this rebellious queen might be hiding out?
Oh, yeah. Tons of places. The Yellow Emperor's Classic goes into a lot of detail about different locations and the dream images associated with them.
Give me some more examples. I'm like a detective trying to crack the case of my dreams.
All right, so rebellious key in the bladder can cause dreams of wandering and traveling, which makes sense when you think about the bladder's role in releasing and letting go.
Okay.
And then if the rebellious key is in the stomach, you might find yourself dreaming of eating and drinking lots of food.
Food dreams, those are the best.
Right. Well, it reflects the stomach's function of digestion and nourishment.
Right. Makes sense.
Oh.
What about the intestines? Do those have their own rebellious key dream signature?
Oh, for sure. The large intestine is said to manifest as dreams of open fields and plains, symbolizing that expansive nature of the large intestine, its role in elimination.
Okay.
And then the small intestine, which is all about discerning and assimilating nutrients, that one's associated with dreams of gatherings, crowds, bustling marketplaces.
Wow, so pretty much every part of the body has its own dream message.
That's the beauty of TCM. It emphasizes that everything is interconnected.
It's like our organs are trying to tell us their stories through our dreams.
Exactly. And by learning to understand those stories, we can gain valuable insights into our health and well-being.
So if we can decode our dreams using these TCM principles, we can get a better understanding of what's going on inside us.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the recurring themes, the imagery, the emotions in your dreams.
So that's where dream journaling comes in, right?
Yeah.
Got to keep track of those nighttime messages so we can start to see the patterns.
Absolutely. And if you're really intrigued by this whole idea of TCM and dream interpretation, you could even consult with a qualified practitioner.
Right, get some personalized guidance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can help you dive even deeper into this fascinating world.
This is all so insightful. But I have one more question before we wrap up. If our dreams can reflect these imbalances in our equation, could we potentially influence our dreams by consciously changing our energy?
Ooh, that's a great question. And it really gets to the heart of TCM's philosophy. You know how we talked about the mind-body-spirit connection? Well, a lot of TCM practices are aimed at cultivating and balancing that flow. So it makes you wonder if those practices might also have an impact on our dream world.
So things like acupuncture, meditation, qigong, could those actually affect our dream?
It's definitely a possibility. Think about it. Stress, negative emotions, they can disrupt our cools and show up in our dreams.
Right.
So practices that promote relaxation, mindfulness, emotional balance, could they lead to calmer, more harmonious dreams?
So if I'm having a lot of those anger dreams, maybe a regular meditation practice could help chill those out.
It's worth exploring. There's even some early research suggesting certain meditation techniques might influence dream recall and content.
Really?
Yeah. But more research is definitely needed in this area.
It's like we're not just interpreting the messages anymore, we're actively shaping the dream narrative.
Exactly. It's an exciting thought, isn't it?
This has been such a fascinating deep dive. It feels like we just scratched the surface of this incredible connection between dreams and TCM.
We have covered a lot of ground.
From yin-yang imbalances to each organ having its own kwai and sending us dream messages. And then there's that rebellious ki causing all sorts of fascinating dream imagery.
It's amazing how relevant these ancient principles still are.
Absolutely. It's like we have this whole new lens to view our dreams and understand what they're trying to tell us about our well-being.
And the best part is, TCM doesn't just stop at interpretation. It offers tools and practices to address those imbalances, restore harmony, maybe even influence our dreams in the process.
So for our listeners who are just starting to explore their dreams through TCM, what are some key takeaways they can walk away with today?
I think the most important thing is to remember that dreams are not random. They're not meaningless. They're valuable insights into our inner world.
So don't just dismiss them. Pay attention to those recurring themes, those emotions, those strange images.
Exactly. Ask yourself, what are the patterns? What emotions are showing up, and how might they connect to the principles of TCM we've discussed?
So that's where dream journaling comes in handy.
Right.
Got to keep track of those nighttime messages.
Exactly. And if you're really intrigued by the idea of influencing your dreams through energy work, look into practices like meditation qigong, or maybe even consult with a TCM practitioner.
Why? To see what might work for you.
Exactly.
It's so empowering to know that we're not just passive observers in our dream world. We can actually take an active role in shaping those experiences.
Well said. And remember, this is just a starting point. There's a whole world of knowledge out there waiting to be explored.
So until next time, sweet dreams, everyone may your ki flow smoothly and your dreams be filled with insight and inspiration.
Wow.
It's amazing how much we've uncovered just by looking at dreams through this TCM lens.
Right. It's like a whole new language.
Exactly. And it's not just about understanding the messages. It's about what we can do with that knowledge.
Yeah.
How can we actually use it to improve our lives?
Well, that's where the real power of TCM comes in. It's not just about interpreting. It's about taking action.
So it's not enough to just say, oh, I'm having a lot of water dreams. I must have excess yin energy. What do we do with that information?
Right. Well, that's where those TCM practices come in.
Yeah.
Things like acupuncture, herbal medicine, dietary changes.
So it's about restoring that balance, that harmony.
Exactly. And when you bring your energy back into alignment, it can have a ripple effect on all areas of your life, including your dreams.
So for our listeners who are just starting to explore their dreams through this TCM lens, what are some key takeaways they can walk away with today?
I think the biggest one is this: don't underestimate the power of your dreams. They're not just random, they're a direct reflection of what's happening inside you.
So pay attention to those recurring themes, the emotions, the symbols. Those are all clues.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to dive deeper, Start a dream journal, explore some of those TCM practices we talked about, see what resonates with you.
And remember, this is a journey. It's not about instant solutions. It's about cultivating a deeper understanding of yourself and your dreams over time.
Well said.
It's been such a pleasure exploring this fascinating world of TCM and dream interpretation with you today.
The pleasure was all mine.
So until next time, sweet dreams, everyone, may your ki flow freely and your dreams be filled with insight and wonder.